Hello, welcome back to Tarot Time with Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedly. So it looks like things are coming to an end with Brian Laundrie. The parents left the area where they found some remains. They were very visibly upset. So it's looking like what I said came to pass here. Most likely that is him because they were with his personal belongings that were confirmed. So that's coming to an end. I would now like to, and I'm actually glad the family doesn't have to go through a court trial. I think that's actually a good thing. But this spread today is going to be about Amy Carlson. She was found mummified. She was a cult leader. And this is just something that's been breaking news in the news lately. They kept her body around Christmas lights, and she did lose her ability to walk. It appears that she was an alcoholic, and she was covered in glitter, Christmas lights. There was like a total. Everything was surrounding around her, like trying to worship her, basically. What else? The case remains open. Charges apparently were dropped of 7 people. There was up to 16 to 20 members. Then they had an online presence. There's also a channel. They changed the name of the channel. They don't get a lot of views because I checked it out, and I was really shocked by the amount of liquor and how drunk she appeared to be. So she clearly was an alcoholic. I'm just shocked that anyone would be following her. I guess she swindled lots of money out of people. And that was, typical culty kind of behavior. Exploitation and abuse has been said by people who did leave it. She thought she was God. She thought she was everything. She even thought that she was, she thought she was God, Jesus, and she just went through the list. I mean, she was really full of herself. What else? It was in Colorado. And let's see, they did have they had actually glitter covering her eye sockets, and it looked like her eyes were actually removed. So it was like a total shrine. And she called herself Mother of God. And I guess she had 3 marriages, 3 children by 3 different men. Her sister was raising her kids. She walked off on her last husband because she met a man who said that he was the father of God and told her she was the mother of God. And so that's why she left her family high and dry. So they were into total brainwashing. She was also into colloidal silver. Some were saying that she turned blue because of the colloidal silver, but not necessarily. That's how apparently they were making money. They were making it themselves. I do use colloidal silver, so I do not believe in that. Sure, if you make it improperly on your own, that can happen. But the grayness on her skin and the darkening of her skin happens when you go into full liver failure, when your organs start to shut down from excessive drinking, So she was definitely having liver failure. And what else do I need to say? They are still trying to recruit as a new name. And let's see, what else? Look at my notes. I think that's it. So people are thinking, was she murdered? I don't think so. It was probably just alcoholism. So that is what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to ask, was she murdered? They did want to keep her around. It's a really bizarre story, definitely. So, was Mother of God Amy Carlson murdered? Was she murdered? Was Amy Carlson murdered? Was Amy Carlson murdered by a follower? No. Did she die from alcoholism? Did she die from alcoholism and or drug use? Yes. Yes. All right, so there you go. Definitely not murdered. Okay, so let's get some energy on this cult. Let's just get some general energy. Some people were pushing back, saying that she was a total hothead. She was on Dr. Phil. If you type in Mother God or Amy Carlson, she was on Dr. Phil. It's pretty trippy watching her. She really was totally full of herself. She seemed to have no control over her emotions. She smiled a lot when she was confronted, very deluded, very mentally unwell. Her mom was on the show. Her sister was on the show. Quite an eye-opening situation, really. I feel really bad for that family. They said that they disapproved of what she was doing, scamming people. Just they didn't believe for 1 minute that she was Mother of God, that she is God, and that she reincarnated as God. I mean, she really had some serious claims, you guys. I just can't believe anyone would be so idiotic to not run from that. Who would, I mean, if someone says they're God, you should run the other way. I mean, bottom line, whoever was following her obviously was not mentally stable. So I don't even need to ask the cards that, but let's just get the general energy of the cult itself, Here we go. Here we go, the cult itself, the cult. Here we go. This cult, they also believed in Martians and aliens and kind of had a little bit of a Scientology twist to it. Here we go. So the very first card I have here is the present position, the star, and it's in the upright position. So right now she is spirit. This is spirit. So she has gone to the other side. She is the leader. She is now currently healed. She has a renewal because she is on the other side. So that's what the star can represent. So she has been healed by dying. And we also have here the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse position. This equals death. Pentacles can equal death. So that's where we have it. She died. She's on the other side. The next card, so what's going to happen here? Let's see. The 3, that is the 5 of Pentacles in the upright position. And this is for the goal, focus, motivation. And since I have 3 of Pentacles, in these upright position was to create money. Bottom line, let's get your money. Can we get your money? Let's get your money. I want people and I want money. And I want to create and expand and make more and more of your money. And it was for mastery and skill and to get that coin. And people, bodies to believe what she was saying. So that was the motivation. Not a pure motivation for someone who pretends to be God, Mother of God. Here we go. I'm going to move that so you can see it. The 4th card here, which is the distant past, is 8 of Wands in the reverse position. It's in the reverse position. So with the 8 of Wands in the reverse position is the isolation ends. So apparently they must have had some problems. And they weren't getting the love they wanted. They couldn't get the social attention they wanted, so they had to reach out. So apparently they were reaching out. That was in the distant past. They were trying to reach and grow the cult, basically. They were really trying to grow that cult. So, yikes. Yes, okay. That goes there. God, now that it's in a weird spot, I'm kind of like discombobulated here. Here we go, the 5th position. 5th position is the recent past. That is the hidden energy. The hidden energy is the 9 of Wands in the reverse position. The 9 of Wands in the reverse position is the isolation came to an end. They got to a point where there was a last stand. They were desperate. They needed changes now. They needed it yesterday. Things were not going well. So they ended up, some people probably left because their isolation ended. So I would say some people literally got tired of it. They lost their enthusiasm. The ambition was going down. The excitement. The money wasn't coming in. So it was a failed cult in essence. So it was definitely failing, which is not bad. I kind of like that. So that is the recent past. The hidden energy was it was failing. And let's see, the 6th position. The 6th position is in the upright position is the 3 of Swords, and that is the future influence. The future influence with the 3 of Swords in the reverse, in the upright position, 3 of Swords upright, is heartache, sorrow, divide, scourge. I call this my scourge card. That is someone who works against you. This is not a healing position. Nobody was being healed while they were in that cult. All they were getting was sorrow, divide, heartache. Apparently they were forcing labor on people. They wouldn't even let people sleep. One guy was dropped off there, and he was only in the cult for about 24 hours before they left him out in the wilderness by himself, naked, with nothing. and they left him out there, and he was on mushrooms or something. And this is what some woman came on the show, Dr. Phil's show, talking about her husband being left out in the wilderness naked, and they had to rescue him. After he gave them money. They were taking money, and so yeah, so anyway, and then there was other people saying how they lost, or one guy said how he lost his wife to it. So yes, nobody was being healed. It was a failed cult. She is on the other side. She died of alcoholism. Let's get the 7th position here, is temperance in the upright position. So with the 7th position, that is the questioner, the decision. The decision was everyone was trying to stay calm. She died. Everyone's trying to stay calm. We got to keep our cool. Everyone's keeping their cool in the situation because they kept her body there. It looked really bizarre. She was completely purple. It was trippy looking. Anyways, don't think you want to see the image, but it's online if you care to look. And there's videos on YouTube if you care to look. So there we go. They're trying to keep their cool. That's the decision. We're going to keep our cool because we got to keep going and keep growing this cult was the aim. So they wanted to take that failing cult, and they did start still pumping out videos with under a new name with the failed YouTube. And they got more downvotes than any upvotes or any views for that matter because everyone's downvoting them. Here we go. So we have the 8th position, which is the environmental factors. And that is 10 of Cups. So they were hoping for a 10 of Cups. They were hoping for wealth, security, abundance, and to create a legacy. So that's what they were aiming for, a total legacy. They want that legacy. We're going to maintain our cool. We got her laying in the other room around Christmas lights, and she's mummifying, but we're going to keep going here. We're going to get her wealth. We're going to leave a legacy and continue her legacy and in her name. And then we have here the 9th position is the inner emotions. The inner emotions is the 2 of Pentacles. It was falling apart. Nothing was working. It was completely falling apart. It was falling apart when she was there, and it continued to fall apart. People continued to leave and not want to partner up, and the money was not coming in. People had an inability to connect. People did not want the juggling act. There was no money exchange. People were not paying them, and it just wasn't happening. So that's what was happening there. And the final outcome for this cult is a 9 of Swords, and it is in the reverse position. So with the 9 of Swords in the reverse position, people are recovering. It was total cruelty. The entire cult was total cruelty. And the fact that a lot of people could not commit meant they ended up healing by walking away, by not joining. And those people will heal. Those people will get the healing they want and need in life. They are going to heal. So without that cult, people are healing because it completely is a failure. It was a complete fail, which is a beautiful thing. Here we go. And the overall vibe of the entire spread, we got retrograde, and that's why I'm being tongue-tied so often, I found out. Okay, here we go. 5 of Wands in reverse. So with the conflicts, lots of conflicts here, and that is retreat after failure. Total retreat after failure. So they're totally retreating. They haven't put out any videos on YouTube. I noticed the last one they put out was about 3 months ago, and that was when they discovered her body, mummified, and they have not yet put out content. So they did retreat. So that is that. Interesting. I figured it'd be fun doing a cult one. Odd thing is, I knew a lady that joined a cult when I was growing up. She joined Children of God or something. She left her husband. He came home. Bits and pieces of things were disappearing out of the house. Started with the silverware, and little by little, the entire house was gone, and then eventually she was gone, and the 2 daughters were gone. So this stuff does happen. And this was out in California back in I'd say the mid-late 80s, something like that. Yeah. I never forgot that. That was just crazy. And we never saw her again. Never saw the daughters again. I used to play with them. I used to play with those young 2 girls. Poof, gone. It was really bizarre, you guys. So it kind of touched me because I did go through that, and I was a young teenager at the time. I was in junior high when this happened. So that kind of really set into me. So that's kind of the reason being why I wanted to do this. So here we go. Just a little personal information on me. Here we go, the message. So people are getting the message of something here. The message. Okay, Amy. The message that bad health. Yep, she was bad health. And she was bad news. Mentally unwell, physically unwell, and an alcoholic. And she was really just after your money, in all due respects. Just your money. Just give me your money. And to walk away from all your kids, geez. And she had absolutely no remorse when her sister said, I'm taking care of your children for you. And she just smiled and said, thank you. I mean, no remorse whatsoever. The woman absolutely had zero empathy or remorse or accountability. I just was sick to my stomach watching that. Just unbelievable. So here we go. Let's get some more. On this dark character. What we got here, gentleman and fish. So yes, she is looking for money. That is money with the fish. The fish also represents independence, being elusive in your desires. Being very elusive in your desires, going for money and using other people's money. The gentleman could have been a male signifier. This could have been that guy who said he was the father of God and you're the mother of God. They did go their separate ways. So no, go figure. He probably figured she wasn't good enough. She wasn't the mother of God. So let's get some more. Let's get some more on Amy Carlson, mother of God. Amy Carlson, mother of God. Mother of God. Here we go. And she was the main signifier at one time, and they were making it together at some point in time. She was the main character. And wow, another letter. She must have been getting some information, people trying to close them down or something. That's really interesting to get this letter twice. And the letter represents news, notice, messages, and mail. So they were trying to get into the news. They were trying to get their message across. So that's why that could have been there. They're trying to get their message across. Yeah, that's why that's there. Okay. Trying to get the message of her being God and him being God, and that she literally was everything. And we got here the self-flagellation card, the flagellation, the whip. And she was violent, she was abusive. So if they didn't listen to her message, this is probably what she did to them. She would flagellate people, punish them if they didn't go along with everything she wanted and said. That's how that's going to read. Let's get another one. Boom. Yeah, she wanted total loyalty. It's like you're married to them. You're mine. You're mine. You're not going anywhere. You're mine. You better listen to me. Listen to the messages. I'm the main signifier. He was at one time. We're getting your money. Get the message here. And she was bedridden. If you look at any of the videos with her, she was in bed. She lost use of her legs, which is really interesting. Or at least, yeah, she wasn't moving. So, and I think that had been going on for a while. There we go. She just came off as completely bonkers. I can't believe anybody would listen to her. Here we go. Anger and chains. Yes, she was a very angry individual. And that is what the people that fell out with her, that left, said, that she was a super, had no control of her anger. She would fly off the handle in a quick rage. And if you watch the Dr. Phil interview, you will see it. You will see how she is about to lose her cool. And just imagine, she's on Dr. Phil's show and she's about to lose her cool. Can you imagine behind closed doors when she's not on a live stream TV interview? I can only imagine. So yes, anger and chains. And that's why she would whip you into shape, and she would punish you, leave you out naked in the forest if she wanted to. And she tortured a cat on live video too, which Dr. Phil shows. She was torturing a cat. So very psychopathic. Here we go. And she wanted to come off is that she was honest, and she wanted loyalty. So this is what honest and loyalty is what people who are this dark and toxic, that's what they expect from other people, but they don't do it themselves. So she wanted everyone to be honest, total loyalty. You are mine. We are all one, basically. We are married. We're a cult. And we're all together in this. And she expected that loyalty, that undying, which is very narcissistic trait. They expect total loyalty from you. They don't want you to question them. Don't you dare question me. They just want you to blindly trust them. Blindly trust me. You better blindly trust me, and you better take my word and advice. They don't want no. You better not say no to me. I will punish you. And they punish you if you go against them. So very narcissistic traits that she carried. Very cluster B, no doubt about it. Very, very, very cluster B. And then we have here, wow, she thought she was the magician in the mirror and she could make whatever she wanted happen, and that she was literally like Jesus Christ, God, Savior, just like this image here. She can, whatever she wanted, she could manifest. And that's basically what she said in some of her videos is, I can make whatever I want happen. I am God. Yeah. Creepy. She was a creep. It was quite humorous watching her, and disgusting all at once. Here we go. Let's get some more cards on her. This despicable human. It's good she's off the planet Earth. It's good. It's good. Just like Brian Laundrie, it's good. And she felt that was her purpose in life. She felt that was her calling. Her purpose was that she was God, and I'm called to do this. That is who I am, and you better believe me. Very deluded. Let's get some more. I feel sad for the parents, though. The family should not have to suffer from this kind of fallout. It's very, very sad when a family has to go through something like this because someone is so incredibly mentally unwell. Let's get some more cards here on Amy. Amy, how are the rest of the people that are clinging on doing? How are the clinger-ons doing? How are the clinger-ons doing? How are the clinger-ons doing? The clinger-ons that might want to keep it going. How are the clinger-ons doing? Here we go. Boom. Two of Swords. Two of Swords. So they are trying to basically get partnership, balance. They're taking a time out. It's also taking a time out, sitting and refusing to make any decisions. So right now, they're staying quiet, and they're taking that time out because they know all eyes are on them. There's so much negative press. They're taking that time out. They're not going to do anything. And we also have here Page of Swords in the reverse position right here. So with the Page of Swords in the reverse position, that is impulsive, cruel, unprepared, hasty. It's also needing to be alert. So they're on high alert that they know they have to be quiet and take that time out. So they're on high alert about that. And they know that they have a tendency to be very impulsive and cruel, that cult is cruel, and they're not prepared for what's going on right now. So they're staying quiet. They're just going to stay quiet for the time being. In the center of the situation, I have Three of Wands in the reverse position. So there's not going to be any creation expansion of this cult. It's not going to happen. There's no foresight. They have a complete total delay, and they're not ready for this challenge. They're not going to take this challenge. So I see it as a complete failed cult that's going to tank and never return. It's not going to get off the ground. Whatever the new people that are clinger-ons, they're not going to succeed. It's just going to be complete total fail is how I see it. So anyways, yep, I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, like and subscribe. So if you want to check her out, her name's Amy Carlson, and she is the Mother of God. It is the name of the cult was Love Wins. I think it was Love Wins. Yeah, Love Always Wins or Love Wins was the name, the cult name that she tried naming it. So if you care to dig around and entertain yourself by this crazy woman, have at it. All right, you guys. Bye. Thanks for watching.